Welcome to the Backwoods Kitchen. I'm your host, Holly Benson, and on today's episode, I'll be sharing some behind-the-scenes information and setting the stage for my master's thesis project. The Backwoods Kitchen is an episodic series exploring Canadian culinary history in the mid-19th century. Using the Female Emigrant's Guide by Catherine Partrail as the keystone text, I will explore the recipes, techniques, and social history wrapped up in our culinary traditions. Over the course of this series, we will explore topics relating to class, colonialism, settler-indigenous relationships, gender, agriculture, cooking skills, and techniques. One of my goals with this series is to promote and make Canadian history accessible. Each episode will have companion information available for you at no cost. This will include show notes, a bibliography, and a copy of the historical recipe and modern translation for you to make at home. Details will be in the description boxes of each episode. I am open to suggestions, ideas, and feedback, and welcome respectful conversation in the comments sections. I'd like for the series to be an exploration of Canadian cooking, and would like to turn your ideas into a future episode. If there is any recipe, ingredient, technique, or whatever else that may pique your interest when it comes to culinary history, let me know in the comments. So a bit about the Female Emigrant's Guide in general. The Female Emigrant's Guide was published in 1854 by Catherine Partrail. Trail was an English settler who originally came to Canada in the 1830s. She settled in the Peterborough-Nogajewenang area and wrote numerous novels, as well as non-fiction reflections on her settlement in Canada and botanical studies on Canadian plants. Along with her sister Susanna Moodie, the two are considered among Canada's earliest and most recognized female writers. The Female Emigrant's Guide, or FEG for short, isn't only a cookbook, but a household manual on what to expect and how to survive as a woman coming to Canada. Trail titled the book to specifically address the knowledge and skills that women would need to survive. Her publisher, on the other hand, consistently disregarded Trail's wishes, and subsequent editions were published under the title of his choosing, The Canadian Settler's Guide, effectively erasing the direct connection appealing to women's agency and position in settler society intended by Trail. Furthermore, Canada's earliest cookbooks were typically republished English, French, or American ones, which can give us an idea of what Canadians were eating, but none highlighted the special considerations of our geography, seasons, and native plants. In the timeline of Canadian published cookbooks, the FEG is typically considered the first wholly Canadian cookbook, using a Canadian context, intended for a Canadian audience, and using distinctly local ingredients. Trail was writing for a general audience, and at this point in Canada's immigration history, a largely European one. Now, that being said, there wasn't one homogenous settler experience, as your language, religion, gender, and country of origin would affect how you experienced Canada. And any old world problems or tensions were imported, and many prejudices were maintained. That being said, some things were the same across the board. The government encouraged immigration through distribution of free or affordable land and had conditions for being able to keep your plot. This typically included clearing and planting within the first 2 years, and in some municipalities, creating roads. Contrary to what the settlers were told, this land was not empty and came from forced dispossession or treaty agreements with Indigenous nations. The first winter was crucial to survival, and many families had no choice but to rely on Indigenous knowledge, medicines, reciprocity, and trade to make it through. The crops produced here needed to have seeds that could withstand the cold and be able to grow in our shorter summers and withstand the dramatic changes in temperature. While some products were genetically modified to fit these standards, like red fife wheat and eventually marquis wheat, there was also a heavy reliance on indigenous plants like berries, corn, beans, squash, game, and wild rice. The demands of settler life in Canada could not have been met if it wasn't for the women and their work either. Through their unpaid labor, they acted as mothers, wives, nurses, cooks, seamstresses, gardeners, and dutiful daughters who sent letters home if they were literate and had the resources to send mail. Through paid work, they could supplement the family income by selling produce and foraged items in any local town, making and selling butter and other preserves, and doing laundry for wealthier families. I imagine some women adapted better to the changing work and gender expectations than others did. And finally, I am so grateful to be partnering with Lang Pioneer Village to be able to bring to life the recipes and stories that shaped life in Upper Canada in the 1850s. Lang is located in the Peterborough-Nogajewenang area and is home to 30 historic homes and businesses that have been relocated to form this living history site. I will be filming in the Fitzpatrick home, representative of a typical settler's second home and built by Michael Fitzpatrick in 1848. I hope this introduction has piqued your interest in the show, and if it has, the first episode has already been posted. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and I hope you stick around for the rest of the series.